This video tutorial is to learn about the use of the flybound section on the DynaFlight Systems. This is normally designed for mapping a boundary by helicopters for a job. However, if used correctly, it can also be used by fixed-wing aircraft. The most important feature is that the recording can be turned on and off by using the enter switch. The next important feature is that while creating a boundary, when you stop recording, then start recording again, it will join those 2 points together by a straight line. The last important feature is that you can stop the recording before you get to the end point, as long as it is a straight line to this end point. While the recording is on, it will map the exact boundary that matches your flight line, so that in the case of a helicopter, the pilot can carefully fly that exact boundary no matter how complicated it is. For the purposes of this video, I have a moving map on the bottom for reference. The aircraft is the cross in the middle, with the short side being the nose of the aircraft. To begin the marking of boundary is that we simply select the fly bounds button and then create a new job. And now I'm going to come to this boundary. You see me come in on it here, and I'm going to start marking this. See that whatever I move along, you'll see there is a point. When I come to this little extra point on the corner, I can stop recording. Then I can simply fly up to the other boundary that I want to record on. So in this case, I'll fly up to this other corner here, and then I'm going to mark along the other boundary. So as you see, I'm coming in, I'm going to steer left, and then as soon as I get in on this one here, I'm going to start marking again. And whatever this boundary is, I can do it as a straight line, or I can just, again, if it's got a little bit of curves in it, I can work with that and fly along. And then come in like this, and I get to a corner point wherever it might happen to be. I can stop my marking again, and again I can go down and say okay, but I got a little area in here I'm going to mark off. So I start recording, it does that, flies in, stop recording, and of course I can go down and find my other corner that I want to work with. And let's say, for instance, it's down a little bit of an angle over here. And then I do this, and that's off. Now what I can do is to simply push my window button, add this as an included area, and of course it'll now be available in my select job area here. So in this particular case, you're going to see that there's a couple of them. One I did a little earlier, and this is the latest one. So now I go and select it, start this boundary. It immediately gives me a center line to that field, which I can go to. It's ready to set the baseline, and then I can go directly to it. Now the interesting part about this thing is that we can also, as you saw in the other part of it, we could also set a exclusionary on it. So I've already selected it, so I'm using it as whatever. So if I push the window button here, I can show that. I'm going to zoom out. There's the boundary I'm going into on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into about the center of it, and then what we're going to do is create an exclusion area. So simply by getting in, finding the area that you want to exclude out of it, and say okay, let's go in here. Okay, stop it here. And then what I'm going to do is just fly bounds again, add a new bound to that particular one. Again, start a job, and then just take an exclusion part of this out of here, fly it. And let's say from here, it is a straight line. And what I can do here is add this bound as an excluded area. Again, select the job, go into it, start it up again, and then fly to it. Just simply put the lubber line to the straight ahead. And what I then can do, of course, is I can review that job. I just window over here, I can see it here. And so you can see I've got my excluded area out of it. And of course on my moving map I can also zoom out and see it there with my excluded area. Thank you very much.